You have young white people who are getting more and more mad. I'm just telling you the truth.
What they mad?
And they have the guns. They're mad because this thing. Here's why. Here's why. They go, look, I'm 12 times more likely to be killed by a black person than you are a white person. And you go, well, that doesn't count. They go, look, my dad's business got burned down.
Yeah.
My city got burned down. I've been accused of being a racist, even though I'm not. And I'm looking at this right now, and I'm not allowed to have an opinion. And I can't go into certain neighborhoods because I get my ass kicked. And then you just say, yeah, but you've had systemic power. That is a surefire way to breed racism.
Here's a couple of reasons why white people are angry with black people. For one, we're not working for free anymore. Two, we realize the stake that we have and the money that we have invested through our blood, sweat, and tears in this country, and we want it back. You're mad because you can't shut us up anymore and punish us the way that you used to. You're mad because your lack of melanin also gives you a lack of soul, grace, and class. You're mad because no matter how much you try to keep us down, eliminate us, we're still here and flourishing. And you guys have to resort to barbaric tactics to keep your race going. You're mad because our skin is kissed by the sun. You're mad because you wouldn't have culture without us. You're mad because even though we taught you how to bathe, you still can't get it right and only do it once a week.
We really got to see how things happened in the past in American history to black people when white people get angry at something that they don't have answers for. So let me tell you, you know what I'm talking about. So in a almost all white state of Utah, in an all white college, at an all white rally, one white man killed another white man. And there were two big responses to that. One response for people on the left, Democrats, in the whole spectrum, right? Conservative, centrist, leftist, far left Democrat. The white people who inherit those spaces have been lauding Charlie Kirk for days now. Have been praising him, and some have been online crying, and none have mentioned his abject, disgusting racism, his attacks on black women, on black intelligence, on black professionals, his attacks on the transgender and gay community, his attacks on immigrants, and his desire for public executions, and his vitriol about Dr. Martin Luther King, his talk about George Floyd, just disgusting racism. And this is from the left praising him. And then from the right, from the president to that googly FBI guy, blaming Antifa, blaming transgender people, calling people on the left scum and degenerates when they didn't even know who did it. And then went further. Something like 20 historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, had to be shut down because of credible domestic terrorism threats. And then you have all these people online making videos and comments to black people and videos about black people threatening our lives. And why I say this is an example of America's history, because when a white person dies, particularly, but not exclusively, a white male, and white people don't have an answer for it, the immediate response in American history is to start blaming and attacking and killing black people. That's why our towns, hundreds of towns, not just Tulsa, Black Wall Street, hundreds of towns across the South and Midwest have been burned down because of white fury like we saw these past couple of days. And not just business districts and businesses, but churches, Christian churches, bombed and destroyed by white Christians. Our homes and, of course, our people in the form of public executions and lynchings, thousands, all because white people need an outlet for their anger, their misplaced anger. And that anger has too often been directed at black people. And you saw it live and in action these past couple of days. And what's Trump's response to that guy getting caught? He's sending the military to Memphis.
White people, let's talk about your white privilege. Are you all still waiting on your white privilege starter pack to be delivered? Because it must be stuck in transit. How long have you been waiting now? Since birth? All your lives? Because I still see a whole lot of you clocking in on Monday to Friday like the rest of us. Sometimes even on the weekends, working 9 to 5 or 9 to 9, stressed out, juggling multiple jobs just to make ends meet.
complaining about these high grocery prices, bringing lunch from home because eating out is ridiculously expensive, stressed about utility bills going up every month, whispering, "I need a vacation every 12 minutes." At this point, your privilege package must be stuck in customs, lost in transit, or delivered to the wrong address. Probably to somebody living off government benefits who hasn't worked a day in their life. Because you all are clearly out here fighting life just like the rest of us. And that is not privilege.
White people are so funny for the simple fact that they do the same shit that we do, and then when we do it, they will get so mad. Like, I don't know if it's me, but as a black person, like, I randomly, like, it'd be like once a month, I end up on like white people TikTok, and they're in an outrage right now over this Sydney Sweetie thing, right? The whole thing with the jeans, blue eyes and all that, right? And they're saying, oh, because it's like there's a deeper message than that. They're trying to send a sign and all this. But then a white creator of Joey Swole gets on the internet, right? And I'm not even gonna talk about him dressing up as Hulk Hogan, right? He then gets on live and refers to black people as colored. He says it's boldly. It's not a subliminal message like y'all are trying to do with the Cindy Sweetie situation. And he says it boldly, colored. And black people are like, dang, like, we're mad because you shouldn't be using that terminology. Because us black people don't even use that terminology. And now we're sensitive and we're mad for no reason. Anytime black people complain about something, y'all, I started trying to look for the reason why we would actually feel some type of way. And y'all know why we feel some type of way. You know why colored is. You don't even use that. Even racist people don't even use that terminology. Racist people, they'll use the N-word before they say colored, right? But they would try to find ways to minimize why we should be mad. And it's like, y'all over here trying to y'all mad about this goddamn commercial trying to find a deeper meaning, and we got a person right here blatantly saying that, but we're tripping. All right.
White people oppress each other because being white is all about fitting in. I don't know if I can say this word, but inherently white supremacy is all about that like little totem pole that you guys rank each other on. And of course you usually defer to white men, and by defer to white men I mean you guys look up to them unconsciously, of course, but y'all look up to them. Like at work, what they say goes. You kind of put yourself on the back burner a little bit, which I'm sure every woman knows that experience. But you put yourself on the back burner, they get more leeway to make mistakes, and that's kind of what we mean when we talk about, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. But even after that, even after white men, y'all still rank each other or set up some kind of like hierarchy. That's what it is, a hierarchy. And it's usually based off of really stupid stuff like your hair color. That's why being naturally blonde is such a big deal to you guys. Blonde versus brunettes is such a big deal. You guys rank each other off of your hair color. You guys rank each other off of your eye color, your body, your location, your financial status. I think I said education, but like your finances and even your family history, like the lineage that I just talked about in the last video. Y'all rank each other based off of your family history and where you come from, right? And usually from there, y'all clink up together based off of really stupid things, off of like your hair color, really dumb things. And even in that, y'all are all just different little versions of yourselves, like from your friends to your family to your coworkers. Everybody that y'all hang out with are like different little versions of yourself in like a really weird way, But that's not necessarily y'all's fault, but it's the white supremacy. It's y'all are like that because you have to be, like, you have to stay in line even more so than people of color, because if you don't, they like exile you from the community. It's like you're looked down upon, and they always bring it up. Like, trust me, I know. And honestly, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, but honestly, that's why y'all are like that. Because y'all, a lot of white people, and not a lot, not all, a lot don't even know unconditional love. Like I said, from their friends to their families, they don't know unconditional love because they know that they have to stay in line or suppress certain parts of themselves in order to keep that group, keep those friends, keep like their family on their side. It's very jarring because for real, whiteness, being white doesn't allow you to be yourselves. And that's really why y'all have no cultures, because even if you wanted to, you can't really create it because everybody around you is going to look down on you or have something to say. And y'all, usually a lot of white people are just not mentally strong enough to break away from everything that they know. Most white people are just not mentally strong enough to question the norms of things until they actually do it. Then that's when they have the capacity to be empathetic, to give and receive unconditional love. But a lot of y'all just don't have that in you because it's not part of you. Like, it's not part of whiteness. It's just not part of it. And from there, you all breed with each other based off of, like I said, really stupid stuff. Breed with each other and create more of the same archetype of white people, and the cycle continues.
In 2008, I was amazing because I, as a white woman, voted for a black man. But fast forward in 2024, I say I'm not going to vote for the black candidate because her policies and what she believes in does not align with my beliefs. The way she wants this country to move forward is not how I want to move forward. And only because of that, you guys know nothing about who I am as a person. Solely because I'm not voting for her, I'm a racist. And you guys asked the question, many of you, not just one particular race, many Americans I have heard ask the question, how can we end the race war? How can we look past race? How the fuck are we going to look past race when some of you guys make race everything? How do you expect us to stop looking at race when you judge people solely on the fact that they will not vote for someone with a different skin color than them? You guys don't want people to look at race when you feel like that we shouldn't, right? Which we should not. I shouldn't like someone because of the color of their skin. But then I'm supposed to like someone for the color of their skin when it fucking benefits you. So explain to me how the race war is ever going to end when you guys use it to your advantage. Thank you, goodbye. And I don't care if I lose a follower for this. I'm tired of this shit.
I don't like white people, is what y'all keep telling yourself. I don't have a problem with white people. I have a problem with whiteness, which is a huge issue to have as a person who is black in America. Whiteness, i.e. white supremacy, systematic oppression, etc. So stop thinking that I have an issue with you because you're a white person. It is not a white person that could ever upset me. It is whiteness that frustrates me because I'm a black woman in America. If you don't understand that, you haven't read enough. You haven't stepped outside of your bubble, and nor do you have to. You can honestly do whatever you want to do. But stop thinking that I have a problem with white people, because I don't. And I'm not going to say no goofy ass shit like my friend's white and my auntie, baby daddy, cousin is white. No. If you don't understand why a black woman in America would confront issues with whiteness, then that's on you. Nor will I change my mind. Nor will I change my mind until the system changes, okay? And that's how Mary had a little lamb.
And I repeat, some white women do not need to date out of their race, knowing that 90% of their family and friends are racist. If you openly know the people around you are racist, do not date a black man knowing you will not stand up to your family and friends against racism. If me being racist is me telling white women that don't stand up for their interracial couple is racist, then I guess that's what I am. But me, I'm going to speak up and hold white people accountable if there's an ignorant stranger, friend, or family, just like I always have. PSA, do not date outside of your race unless you are ready to combat racism.
A lot of my content is about our shared disdain for Trump, and I have a lot of white people that follow me. I'm very pro-black, and the fact that I have to continue to repeat that is very telling. When I talk about black experiences, I don't need y'all in my comments talking about what happened to y'all. The black experience is very unique and it is very specific. And a lot of our negative experiences, if not all of them, are fueled by racism. I don't need you to debate my point because it's non-debatable, because you don't have the experience, because you're not black. So again, I am very pro-black, and I will try to be kind, but if you continue to try and negate my experiences or the experiences of other black people, I'll just block you, because I don't have time for the nonsense.
The strength and prevalence of white supremacy didn't have to be for white people. Like, there's probably an alternate universe where a different group of people was the supremacist that took over the world and all the systems benefit. Sometimes you talk to certain minority groups and you can tell that their anti-racism is self-serving, and it's almost bitterness that they weren't the supremacist group. I'm not going to call any groups out. I'm sure everyone's guilty of it to some degree. And I'm not saying you can't be proud of your heritage, but there's some minorities that talk about other minorities where you can tell they would love life if they got to be the supremacist race, if it was their group that was benefiting from all of this racism.
I have always constantly said that, you know, at the end of the day, black people are not the ones that are really racist. We are only become racist because of direct situations that we have been in, direct actual things that have directly affected us. So we might have PTSD of that, or just something of a situation that has directly affected that black person. But the problem is that we are in 2025, and there's some of you all that are still raising your children to really think that something is wrong with another person because of the color of their skin. That is it's beyond the most ignorant shit that has ever been manifested in a brain. And unfortunately, whites, if you all don't start unlearning this behavior in your mind, it's never going to evolve. It's never going to change. We're going to continuously be in this cycle of your skin color being the problem. It's like, what the fuck, man? Your skin color? This person just told this black man who is trying to make a living, door-to-door stuff, that he will hang you if he comes back this way. I wish you would, white man. I wish that you would. I want you to do it. So the thing is like, y'all have to stop having these conversations in your home that are inappropriate in front of your children. You have to unlearn the way that your mammy and your pappy taught you, because if you're not willing to unlearn it, you're going to continue to unintentionally pass certain ways of thinking down to your children. And it's about the color of a skin. That's what you all are unintentionally, not all of you, but you all are unintentionally passing down to your children without you even knowing it, because you won't even take the time to unlearn the shit that your mama and your daddy taught your ass. Okay?
There's nobody that backpedals faster than a racist who realizes that they can't be racist with you, fellow white person. And typically they're expecting three reactions when they do something or make a comment. One is that you're going to agree with them, egg it on, maybe reply back. Two, that you're just not going to say anything, and then they can continue to do whatever they want. Or three, that you're going to argue with them, which is a reaction that they want as well, because they want attention. But if you don't do that, they immediately start backpedaling and, retracting what they say, because they know what they're saying is wrong. And I can give you a clear example. I used to work at a gym, and early in the morning, I was behind the personal training counter, and somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, can I get a Band-Aid?" I'm like, "Sure." So I'm going through, and the dude looks at me, he's like, "Make sure you don't give me one of those woke black Band-Aids. Everybody just wants something these days." And so I get up, I'm like, "Why would a black Band-Aid be woke?" He's like, "Well, I don't know. Everybody's just so soft they can't just have their own Band-Aids." I'm like, "Why do you care if black people have Band-Aids?" He's like, well, I'm not racist. I don't know. I'm like, okay, I never said that you were racist. I'm like, I'm just wondering why you care so much about black Band-Aids. I mean, you obviously cared enough to tell me, so what's up with that? I don't care who has Band-Aids. He's like, well, it was just stupid. I don't know. I'm not racist. I'm like, okay, well, You came over to me at 5:30 in the morning to talk to me about woke black band-aids. Seems kind of fucking stupid, right? And then he's just like, yeah, okay, just forget about it. I'm sorry. And he left. And that's really all it takes. If you don't give a reaction and just start questioning the idiocracy of their statements, they immediately backpedal.
Do you want to know why a lot of white people don't understand racism? It's generally because we don't really educate ourselves in what is racism, even the word itself. People just think like, oh, you make fun of me, it's call my names, that's racism. That's not it. Second one is really like, we just don't live amongst immigrants. Like when you don't have a lot of friends and family members that doesn't look like the same skin tone or doesn't just speak English, you're really not exposed to that world. And number 3 is that there's just a lot of really bad people out there that are super racist. So they make all the white people look really bad. You know, like they're the ones in power, in churches, like that. So anyways, I think they put a bad name on a lot of good white people.
This one's for all the whiteys out there. Now, this is gonna piss all the so-called minorities off, and they're gonna be upset about it, but I really don't care because you got every other day of the year. So just suck it up for one video, okay? So I said the minorities are gonna be upset, even though did you know that white people are only 7% of the world's population? So if you wanna look at minorities, we're actually kind of it. Interesting fact. But I want to ponder on, if you're a white person, I want you to ponder on where we came from and what our ancestors built. When you look at Europe, when you look at the amazing architecture, the cathedrals, the castles, the beautiful artwork that came out of that time. And it's kind of sad now because you look at what we have today and it's nothing even compared, even with all our amazing technology that we also majorly have built and put out there. But what we came from, the fighters that we came from, where they ruled major parts of the world, where they fought off the Islam conquest of Europe. I mean, we come from fighters, we come from artists, we come from amazing people, and which they came to this country, they came to the United States, and took it from, we took it from the less civilized or less technologically advanced people here. And look at the beautiful country that we created. Look at the fact that it was pretty much white people that ended slavery in their respective worlds. I think it's a beautiful thing. Using logic and reason. It's awesome to think about. And there's nothing to be ashamed about being a white person. Normally I wouldn't worry about even what skin color you are or anything like that, but as much as I see across media and TV and everything else that white people bad and white people did this and colonizers, I just wanted to let you know that if you're white, it's okay, and you have a lot to be proud of from your ancestors. Take the good and keep moving forward.
You know why non-white women date white men and you see them and you're like, whoa, they're happy, what the hell? Because white people have less trauma than the rest of us. Because I think that the way white people's parents treat them is a little more very different than how our parents treat us. I will only speak from like an immigrant perspective or like a Middle Eastern brown culture perspective, but I'm pretty sure this goes like across the board. White people don't have the same stress as people who don't have stability. White people have stability, they go to therapy, they got job security, they go to college. This also does apply to other cultures of people who have those same things, but there's just something different if you come from an ancestry that has like trauma experiences. There will still be residual of trauma behaviors. Anyways, that's why people choose white men, because essentially at the end of the day they'll treat you better on accident.